Welcome to Here for the Hang. I'm your host, Carlisle Forrester. Bryan Agnew is out this week, and my co-pilot today is going to be our very special guest, star of the Cover to Cover podcast, Mr. Chris Franjola.
Thank you. I didn't want to talk in between the intro. I'm not supposed to say anything. I felt weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. So nice to be here. So nice to see you.
Thank you.
Haven't seen you in ages.
I know.
I keep up with you. I follow your
We're Instagram
day-to-day
friends,
Instagram
but
like
we
that.
both know we're real friends.
We're real friends. I
Yeah.
like to think so.
I
mean,
think
have
so.
very few real friends from Instagram, but you're one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you a lot.
Thank you. And I'm a big fan of Cover to Cover. I listen to it all the time whenever I'm driving around these streets.
Podcast, you're back with this.
Yeah.
You did it for a while.
You've done every podcast I've ever done, by the way.
Have I?
Yeah.
I remember one time where there was cats in an apartment in the valley. Yes.
2 girls, 1 guy. That was my first podcast.
That's right. That's a while ago.
So long ago. If
She's
we would only
now
stuck
stuff,
with
right?
it. She had a baby. She's out there with you in the valley.
Sorry. Oh shit.
And
yeah.
So, and you thought it was a sex podcast. I remember.
It sounded like it because I was under the impression it was going to be like the 2 girls, 1 cup, right? Was that a thing?
Which I hid from Zara that was even a thing for so long because she's Muslim and was not even aware.
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't.
Yeah, I'm sad that I'm aware. I was aware, but that's a fake. It's fake now, right?
Those girls turned 40 this year or something crazy.
Oh, really?
They were circulating. They were like ready to feel old.
Oh,
the 2 girls, 1 girl.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't look that up. And then you also did Here for the Hang season 1.
I did.
Whenever its inception, whenever it first came out. And so a lot of our hang gang, a lot of our following probably do thanks to you.
Love me. Yeah.
They jumped on right at the Chris Franjola episode, probably.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad. I'm happy to be. I mean, it's funny. I was coming over here to Sunset Boulevard where you tape this.
Yes.
It's like right in the heart of like all of it.
Which you love.
I love it. I love all that old stuff. And I used to work here. I worked right across the street kind of for about 12 years.
Yeah.
As a waiter, bartender, you name it, at a restaurant called Mirabelle. So I know this area very well, but I never, ever come over here anymore, ever.
Oh, I know.
I have not been on Sunset Boulevard in, it's got to be 10 years.
I know you were so excited to do the pod. I heard you talking about it on your show this morning.
I'm so excited to do any podcast, podcast.
But can I just say, I do listen to any podcast if you're on it. Like, I want to hear anyone that you're on. So I think we're going to get a big viewership from this. Don't talk
good.
down
I hope
about
so.
Listen,
now, can I just fix podcasting for everybody who does it?
Yeah.
And I'll fix it for you too.
No guest.
No guest.
We don't have it. We only have, if we get a Chris Franjola, we're having a guest.
Right.
That's the way we work.
For the most part, you do no guest.
We do no guests usually every week.
Oh, good. That's how you need to do it.
Yeah.
No, because guests will kill you. Getting them to come here. And
I learned that.
And then the stress of that will make you quit.
Yeah.
I believe.
With the 2 girls, 1 guy, I learned that because nobody ever wanted to do that one. You came to my apartment, but then after that, we did it at the Comedy Store. They gave us an 11 p.m. time slot. So I'll let you know how many, take a guess at how many people canceled. So from then on, I was like, all right, no guest.
No guest.
Here for the Hang season 1, it was just me. I didn't even have a co-host. Now that's fucked because you don't have any accountability.
Right.
You got to have a co-host.
Yeah, I need a co-host just to bounce off of a little bit.
Yeah, because otherwise you're just screaming into the void.
When I initially started Cover to Cover, it was going to be nobody, just me talking. That was the plan.
Yeah.
But Alex was sitting, my guy who does it with me, he was sitting right there doing the board. He just happened to be the guy doing the board.
And he's just so good.
So
brought him in.
I felt weird not having him not chime in, so I just said, "Well, you could say something."
Yeah,
and he did.
Made him a star.
Made him a star. Yeah,
Alex Conn.
I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, now he's in this comedy world, which is I don't know how it works anymore. I'm long out of it. I mean, I'm in it still, but I'm not in the world where I have to prove myself. And I don't even know where to begin. I wouldn't even know where to begin anymore.
It's pretty difficult.
I know. It seems crazy.
It's a grind.
It's a grind. It's a grind I don't think I could ever do again.
But you know what I like about you? And I'm like this too. Like, you're not into grind culture.
I've never been.
And I'm not that way either.
Do you think that's...
And that's probably why I'm not
No,
more
I feel
successful.
the same way. Carlisle, I'm the same way. I'm like, maybe if I was grind culture, things... I mean, I did okay. I do fine. I'm good. But I could have been maybe another level had I been grind culture. I just never... I always felt like I had another life. Like, I enjoyed my other life more than comedy life.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding when I say I believe some of the grind culture people, not all of them, but some of them, there's something wrong there.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be that grindy, that's a mental illness. And I'm not kidding when I say that.
No, but and a lot of them, I just don't know how they survive. Like, I have 2 jobs outside of comedy.
I did too.
I'm working. That's why you're an inspiration to me. You did everything under the sun living out here in LA.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of on that path now.
Right.
And so it's like, I work a full-time job. Then I go and I drive for Uber Eats. And then it's time for comedy.
I know.
So it's kind of like,
And the other thing is, with the other jobs, you make money. So it's, you can't just go out. Like, I was always shocked, even when I was saying earlier, the bartending and waiting tables. I had friends who did nothing but comedy. And I'm like, well, how do you pay? I don't know how I still don't know how they paid them. It was a different time then.
Yeah.
I mean, rent was cheaper and whatever, but still, you needed to make some money.
And
I was actually making money waiting tables. Like, I'd make $200 a night. Back then, that was a big night.
Yeah, that's a good night now. I love it.
So yeah, it was. I could never just like go and just do open mics one after another.
How are you going to pay for your eye cream?
Anything. You know what I mean? It's expensive. Right.
I like, I like nice things.
I'm with you.
I don't have 6 roommates.
No, I never did. I never was the 6 roommate guy. I never could do that. I couldn't do that. Had to have my own place. And
what was the most roommates you ever had?
Just one. I had the same guy. The guy I came out to LA with from New York. We came out together with buddies in New York. And he was my room. We were roommates for like 15 years or something.
So you got along well.
Oh man, we were like we're still best friends. He's one of my best friends. So
I
could deal with.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I just had a situation where I was like, you know what? I'll try. I'll live it because it's a nice apartment. This girl said, come in, live with me. I never would have moved in if I thought it was like a temporary situation.
Right.
8 months in, like right as I'm starting to get settled, you know, and like, oh yeah, I like this building. You know what? Actually, I found another place. I think I'm going to move. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Really?
And I mean, like a nice place. Sucks. Like I thought I really arrived. Right. I lived in the building above Erewhon on Beverly. Local reference.
Yeah.
You know the place right by the Grove?
Yeah, right. Oh, I know where it is. Yeah.
I was obsessed. I was like, oh my God, this is the best. Meanwhile, I'm never, using any of the stuff that makes the building nice.
You did. I think I told you at the Christmas party.
The amenity building video.
It's so funny.
The fans know it. Look it up if you don't.
Your stuff, I tell you all the time, it's just so funny to me. Not to cut you off, but anyway, go on.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that's whenever I really started to have to hustle and work because I was paying, trying to pay for this bedroom essentially that I was never at. And now she, got rid of me. Now I got my own place.
Are you in the same place?
No, I got a studio apartment. I'm back to studio living, baby.
What does a studio go for? Not to pry too much, but
I got the last affordable studio in LA.
1,000?
It's $1,450. And you won't find that.
No, I was going to say $1,450. That's not bad.
As soon as the lady said that, I was like, done.
Yeah, done.
Put it down right now. Because, you go and you meet, you have your appointment or whatever, and you go and there's like 6 other couples there.
How long have you been in LA?
So I came out in 2001.
Oh, shit.
But not doing comedy. But I was a young ingenue like yourself. I wanted to be an actor.
But how long did that last? See, my ingenue days lasted very short. I knew I wasn't cut out for that world. I was still doing comedy as well. Yeah. But the hope was to be like Andrew McCarthy.
Right.
But immediately,
you had the look, you had the headshots.
I thought so. I mean, oh God,
so many
all
headshots.
Of that terrible stuff you had to have.
Do you know what a headshot session goes for now?
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
It's $1,000,
and especially you could do it on a.
Yeah. But remember, whenever we were starting, and it would be like $300 or something.
And we blamed everybody blamed everything on the headshot.
Yeah.
I need a new headshot.
Oh, you know what? Chris, we really just need you to get some, just with a different, this is an orange wall. If you could get a green wall, bring out your eyes.
It's
I
so
think that's
painful
the
to
problem.
think about, because I worked with all these people, and I'm not kidding when I say this. Like of the people I worked with in waiting and bartending, I mean, I must have worked, and I'm talking to people in the bar next to me on Sunset and across the street, all actors, all of them.
Right.
Not one of them ever amounted to anything.
Well, one amounted to
Meghan Markle, but that's about it. And
we skimmed over it. So Chris used to work at Mirabelle
with Meghan.
Meghan Markle
Was a hostess and a waitress.
Rolling napkins next to you.
I know, for like a year and a half.
And then did you have like a vibe with her at any point?
Not at all.
She's a hottie.
I know, we were actually very good friends. Straight. I mean, I feel like I've told the story 1,000 times, but
we want to hear it.
Yeah, we were actually very good friends. I mean, to the point where I had her number in my phone. To the point where when I started hearing rumors that she was dating Harry, I texted her, and she texted back like, "I can't say anything" or something like that. My gosh. And that was the last time we had spoken. This is a while ago.
Whoa!
But yeah, so
surprised she didn't change it. So when she got Suits, were you like, "Hey, congratulations"?
Suits was congratulations.
Okay.
And then, of course, even before that was the Suitcase Girl on Deal or No Deal. That was real. We thought, oh my God.
Yeah.
At this point, she had made it. She was on a television show on a network.
My mom thinks I should try and do something like that. If anybody's casting out there, she thinks
I think they have it back. It's called Deal or Deal Island or something now.
Or The Price is Right. Get at
like
me.
Those girls.
I kind of have the look. I like that kind of style. I'll wear a colorful dress. I can do this.
Present?
I know how to curl my own hair. I'll get out there and just.
There were women now on that show who made they were on it for 40, 50 years.
Yeah. They're not young. That's what I'm saying. I still have a shot.
Yeah. Now they have, I think there's men too, which I don't know if that's
they got to be inclusive.
They have to. Yeah. Inclusive.
If cover to cover doesn't go so well, you have a place you can go with that
thank
smile.
God for podcasting, because I honestly do not know what I would do.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that podcast kind of, saying took off sounds, but I mean, it does very well for me.
We love
Thank the Lord. And then therefore I sell tickets on the road again, which I didn't want to be on the road every weekend anymore. Yeah. But if I'm selling tickets, I might as well go.
Yeah, but you're not like you're not one of these comedians that posts like the next 2 years I'm going to be here and here and here. Like I see that, and that just gives me such anxiety.
I know, me too.
I wouldn't want to live like that.
I don't either, but I kind of, it's hard to turn it down sometimes.
Of course.
Because for a lot of reasons.
They're not exactly coming
but like for the money reason, for the getting out of the house reason, sometimes it's like, shit, it's nice to have a Friday and Saturday in a hotel.
Don't talk about your wife that way.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like I have a 6-year-old and my wife, it's wild.
It's a lot.
So it is nice to get out of the house. So
that's why I thought we might have a shot with you as a guest. And then
believe me, it is. I got out. Here I am.
And then you were supposed to be here last week. And then
crazy the fires and everything. I mean,
I was like, how happy is he to have this excuse?
Yeah.
He's like, sorry.
We have a place in Malibu right on the beach. So
oh my God.
It's one of the only things still standing. It's crazy. Wild. So
you're good.
We're
in
good.
Malibu.
We're good. Yeah.
Thank God. I got out of town. I don't even think I needed to get out of town. I just went.
We did. We had no power for like 4 days.
You can't do that with a 6-year-old.
No, or us. It was by day 2. We're like, let's go to. So we went down to some hotel in Orange County, and
that's
here we are. We're back. I mean, it's just crazy.
Oh, we're back. I was doing a Uber Eats run today. Working, not getting it for myself.
Yeah.
And I went to the Alfred Coffee because that's a good one to hang out around if you're trying to get an order.
Which Alfred Coffee?
Sawtell and Olympic.
Oh, okay.
And the girl, I didn't even know there was one there, but I was like,
neither did I.
Probably a good place to stop here. But the girl was training somebody, and she was like, yeah, and usually we have tables outside here. We moved them in because of the wind and the ash. I was like, wow, we really are just back to business as usual.
It's just amazing.
Training a new employee. Just
you got
extra things she has to say.
I mean, there's guys working on the house next to me. I'm not kidding. It was the height of the fire, and it was coming over. Well, like at Tarzana where I live, it was coming over the hill, and these guys were just hammering away. They got to work.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy, whatever. It's a crazy time.
We won't stay on the depressing stuff, but I just want, this is the first pod we've had since that. And
two heroes.
Look, we're giving back, 100% of that water you don't drink, we're going to get it to somebody.
Here we are.
No, but I looked up and I saw the sunset fire, which I can see from my place. And I was like thinking, the night before they said more than Manhattan burned.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my apartment's probably like not as, I don't know yardage.
Right.
Mississippi school system coming in hot. I don't know, I'm not a great mathematician, but I'm like, square footage is not adding up. I'm just going to go.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, people always, we have so many different things here in LA, whether it be earthquakes or riots or fires, and people always call, you guys good? You guys good? And I'm like, I live in an area where if it gets to my house, it's gone out of control.
Right.
And that's always been the case up until 5 days ago, where, I mean, those people were like, oh, I'm good here.
Yeah.
It'll never get to my house.
I think I was good, and I think I just freaked out because it was like no longer just smoke, it was flames.
Yeah.
But that's the one that they say was just somebody in the hills being crazy.
Right. Oh, the sunset one, yeah.
But what do you think about these people that believe it's the Illuminati? Just for some clicks, let's talk about this for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
There's some people on YouTube, and by the way, I can't even get through a YouTube video about it to research it because there's so many commercials.
Oh God.
Anything that's like P. Diddy's house burned in the fire, you click on that, you're sitting through the Hungry Dog and every insurance.
I mean, it is the conspiracy theory world has gotten a little too out of control, I think.
If you click on one, you're done. Then your whole feed, you like a crazy person.
But now it fucks up like good conspiracy theories. I mean, there are good ones out there, but now if everything's conspiracy theory, it ruins everything. I think on my podcast we were just talking about it. Literally, like the last 5 big stories, there's a conspiracy theory behind them. I mean, right on down to like Justin Baldoni and what's her name, Blake Lively. There's conspiracy theories about that, about the guy who shot the healthcare guy, about the fires.
But to tie the fires to P. Diddy, there's no reasoning.
No, there's no reasoning to any of it.
There's they're saying there's tunnels. And there was lithium batteries in the tunnels that the Illuminati exploded and started the fires.
But why do we need? I say
have
we.
The parties.
I say we because I'm part of the Illuminati.
Right. You're going to get invited.
Why do we need tunnels?
To have to take you to the place where they have the parties is what Ali Carter said.
Yeah, but
I don't know, one of his victims.
I can tell you, there's just no tunnels.
They said they're under the Getty.
Yeah,
Getty
I've
burn.
heard. Yeah. I've heard the tunnels. The tunnels is wild to me because it's hard to do. I mean, I was in construction for a long time.
Yeah.
Tunnels are hard to do. And I don't think they're doing them just to have parties.
We would know somebody who knew somebody. If the Illuminati was real, one of us, I mean, I'm not saying we would be in it, but we would have met or heard some little rumblings or something. I don't believe there's an Illuminati.
No. There's not. It's all, I mean, who knows?
I had a friend who, kind of lost my respect with this comment, but they asked me, since Nikki Glaser, my dear friend, is getting so famous, if she had joined, if I knew any. No, Nikki Glaser is not in the Illuminati.
What do you have to be an Illuminati? Like, how famous?
I would know if she was in the Illuminati, and she did a big jump to fame, and she's definitely not. So we're going to go with that.
Yeah, okay.
And you're about to do a show with Dane Cook here in a half hour. I mean, what do we think? He shot off to fame.
That's true. Yeah,
he's your old buddy. What do you tell me?
I don't think so. I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no.
I think it's higher than that. I think it's got to be.
Comedians don't get in?
No, I don't think so. Unless it's like a Kevin Hart. Yeah. But I think that's about the level you have to be.
Well, this Cat Williams, he has a lot to say about it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot. There's no shortage of conspiracy theory kooks in the comedy world. Yeah. There's a lot. I mean, I think more than the regular people.
I think so.
I think it's an angle now. It's an angle like to get more of an audience. You start losing the audience, however you lose it. You just lose it. You go the other way, the other direction, whatever you want to call it, And all of a sudden you're back. You're back. You got a whole new crowd out there
Boom.
on the road.
50,000 subscribers.
Yeah, exactly. You can go do what's that, Gutfeld over on Fox, and you do that dumb shit. And
Whitney Cummings was chasing arsonist around
I
the
saw.
canyon.
Yeah,
Did you see that?
Yeah.
You didn't want to. You didn't want to take a sword out in Tarzana and see what you could see.
No, God bless Whitney.
You know,
she's.
You were right there. You didn't see anything.
No,
see something. Say something.
I walked out the door and looked left and right. I didn't see. I didn't go beyond that. She got in a car with a machete. Yeah. Says they were pouring gasoline into the sewers.
Whitney, we'd love to have you on to chat about it.
Yeah.
No, so one thing that I'm always inspired by with you, I want to go back to the restaurant industry.
Sure, please.
You give me hope.
How so?
Because you did it for a long time. Like I've been doing
Till I was 41 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't get any type of success till I was 41.
Yeah.
I got Chelsea Lately at 41. And that was the only, without that, I would have nothing still.
What do you think? But back in like the acting days and stuff, were there any movies that you did that you thought maybe?
I did like terrible. This is a different time, of course, you probably remember.
Oh, yeah.
There was.
Check out my IMDb
You could
page.
do movies that went nowhere. They never saw the light of day. You never got paid.
And you really thought something was going to happen.
I never did. I never did. I was always, to my credit, I believe, I was always level-headed about this business. I always knew. For the most part, things are different now because of the internet. I'm talking pre-internet, where everybody was a scam artist.
Yes.
Agents, managers, every movie, unless it was a legitimate Paramount, Universal, whatever movie. There was those, of course, starring Tom Cruise and Rob Lowe and whoever else. And then there was an undercurrent of shitty scammers. And you and me, and we were involved in that world. And I always remember being this is obviously going nowhere, but I'll do it because I have nothing else to do, I
remember going to one, and the audition was like in a motel.
Yeah.
Which already shady.
Yeah.
But this is how bad you wanted it,
exactly.
And you're like, I'm going to go see this through. And it was a crying scene. And this was like one of the days when my life was going shitty enough.
Yeah.
I was able to cry on cue.
Uh-huh.
And I had them. They said, you are hired right there in the audition. For only time that ever happened. And the only caveat was the movie shot over Christmas in Hawaii.
Oh God.
And I did the big call to my family. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to be able to come to Mississippi, but this is going to be big.
Yeah,
it's in Hawaii. We're going to be shooting near the ocean, all this. Of course, the funding fell through.
Yeah.
Like I remember telling my acting coach, I was like, I don't know if I should do it, if I should miss Christmas. He's like, well, you got to do it. What do you have, a 3-year-old at home? What does Christmas matter?
Yeah.
It's like, unless you have kids, this is what you came out here to do, right? And I was like, yeah, you're right. I was like all jazzed up to just totally skip the holidays and go with these like shisty dudes.
Oh, that's all it was.
Couldn't even rent an office building to have an audition.
I couldn't tell you the amount of times I went to like some hotel or a restaurant, like literally auditioning in a restaurant. Like the director or whatever bullshitter is sitting at a booth, and I'm in the middle of I'm not fucking around. I'm in the middle of the floor auditioning. I've done it 10 times.
You're at the Rainbow Room down the street.
Not far off. Oh my God. It's just wild to think about. And I'm just so happy. I loved going through it because just for the story alone, it's great. And I enjoy stories. See, the thing about the restaurant business for me, and I don't know how you feel about it, but I always loved it. I had so much fun, probably more fun than I had even with like my success in this business.
Yeah.
I had more fun on the Sunset Strip with all the guys from the Red Rock, used to be a bar, and the Saddle Ranch when that first opened.
You used to work at Saddle Ranch?
We all hung out together. And it was so much, it was all young actors and comedians and whatever else. But I think that world is kind of gone now.
Yeah.
Like there's no struggling. I don't think you can. Like, prices of rent and everything. You need a...
Well, everybody that I work with has like another restaurant job.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know how they do that.
And are they actors and stuff?
Yeah. There's musicians, there's comedians, but like, you got to do more than one.
Oh, absolutely.
These days. You got to be, that's where the grind culture comes in. I worked at Saddle Ranch before I was 21 years old.
Oh my
so I
God.
couldn't serve alcohol.
Yeah.
But I walked in, I had this Southern accent, and they were like, this girl's great. Like, get her in here, get a cowboy hat on her. And so they used to make me ride the bull pretty much every hour. I was on that thing. It's a mechanical bull at this saddle ranch.
It's still there, right?
Yeah, it's still there.
Wow.
People go all the time.
Yeah.
And my big line was whenever people were walking in, they wanted me to go, y'all ready for some steaks?
Oh, no.
Because, of course, people are going to Saddle Ranch for like really nice steak. That's what it's known for.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe.
I mean, just the shit you have to do.
I can just ride around the town and be like, I worked there, I worked there, I worked there.
That's the way, I feel no matter how much success I have gotten or do get or will or whoever, whatever the fuck, like I've been humbled so many times by this business. Yeah. That there's just no way I could be anything else than humble. Yeah. Because I've had to yell out shit like, you ready for some steaks? You know what I mean?
Tell us one. Tell us your most embarrassing job. I know one story I love of yours.
You know, there used to be a whole other world outside of like waiting tables, which was what I did mostly. But this other world where you can hand out stuff. Oh, you know what I mean? Like each week they would hire you to
your brand ambassador
to go down to Venice Beach and hand out iced teas, or, canned iced tea or something, whatever the product was.
So many of those.
So, and they paid you $100, $150, whatever the fuck it was. And each week it was another product. You know, the company just did, we can give you 30 people. Yeah. To go
You're
down
an actor. Memorize these talking points about this iced tea.
Sarah Colonna did it with me.
Love Sarah
and a couple
Colonna.
of other actors that we all knew from the restaurant. And one of them was pumping gas. There was one of these companies was giving away free gas for like an hour at like 7:00 in the morning to, so people would know that company. Yeah. I forget what it was called. Anyway, so I was pumping gas in like an orange jumpsuit. And I remember thinking, and no fucking around, like this, I always say to myself, like people would think, oh, that sounds like a nice thing to do at 21. Yeah. Unfortunately, I was like 40 at the time, exactly. Like it would be great if I was 21, but I wasn't 21. Yeah. But that one was like, and I remember a buddy pulling in, and God bless this guy. He never brought it up again. He like pulled in to get gas, and I was pumping it in an orange jumpsuit, and we just had like a look. We didn't. It was unspoken that we will never talk of this again. Yeah, and he never did.
Don't mention it.
God bless him. Yeah,
and that is why I love where I work now, and we won't say the name because I want to keep working there, and I'm pretty sure it's signed an NDA, but it's a super bougie members club. Yeah. And friends can't come in.
Yeah, that's the
best because whenever you're like having a bartend or you're like, oh, well, come in, we'll see your job. You're like, please don't.
Don't.
It's not going to be any fun for me at all.
I know.
It's so humiliating. Like people that are not in the service industry. Look, this is a PSA to all of you at home. Like, we don't want to wait on you. That's so awkward to wait on your friends.
It's the worst.
And friends that have never done it, they don't get that. And they're like, what's the big deal? You're going to serve me tea. I'm like, I hate you.
Yeah.
But like and then
like when, or in the case of me, the place I worked at was not far from the Comedy Store. Yeah. So I'd be there and then comedians would come in. Like comedians on my level.
Yeah, like, that's tough.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I'm waiting on Sam Tripoli, which I did a lot. But Sam was at the time working for like he was like an assistant for a director or something. Yeah. So neither one of us was killing it.
Right.
It was always tough to wait on those people.
Oh, yeah, your peers are the worst.
The worst.
I like my job because there's always a celebrity sighting.
Yeah, that's nice.
Daily.
Still fun, right?
Still, it keeps it fun.
Yeah.
It's better than working at like a Chili's,
Yeah, exactly. Right,
like I waited on Colin Farrell yesterday and
he's having a
very lovely.
Yeah.
Hot. And he just every time I came to the table to like pour water or clear a plate or anything, thank you, love. Thank you, love.
Yeah.
Like very much. And then whenever he left, the people that he was with, they walked out a little before him and he kind of lingered back and he was like, thanks a lot, love. Have a good day. And he gave me like, I'm not even kidding, Chris, like a 5-second stare.
Uh-oh.
Like, you know, gay men do the 3 seconds.
Do they?
If they want to fuck somebody, that's what they say. Gay men, they go 1, 2, 3.
I never heard that.
Yes. It's like on an episode of Sex and the City or something. So I've done my research.
Oh, shit.
I would say this was longer than 3.
So if you guys were gay, you'd be fucking right.
I mean, I guess, but I was just like, I was like, thank you, have a good day, and like it lingered long enough that I was like, see you again soon. Like I just didn't have to like feel the air. But I'm telling you, I'm wearing a bellhop uniform up to here. Like it's like gold buttons.
Yeah.
And it's beige. It's no fun. It's like I don't read as female even. So I don't think it was that. I'm not saying that he wanted to bang. I'm just maybe he was like doing an acting exercise, practicing his eye contact, or maybe he just really wanted to come off like a real person.
It is funny though or he's just a decent human being, which we're trying every other thing, and maybe he's just a nice guy.
I mean, but it was like really lingering.
That fucker's probably in a tunnel right now, heading to P. Diddy's house.
He's probably on
underground tunnel.
Yeah, trying to pull me into the Getty Center or something. For all we know.
Oh man!
At this point, I'd go.
Well, that's cool. That's nice to hear. It's always nice to hear the good ones.
There's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of bad ones.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't know if I can talk about those. But
I mean, the worst I ever had, and I hate saying this because she's now gone. She's passed, and she was probably a lovely woman to some. Diane Carroll. I don't know if you're familiar with who she is, but she was an old time actress, and it was tough. Diane Carroll was tough.
Really?
Oh my God. It was almost like out of a movie. It was one of those like you see in a movie where the customer's so awful.
Yeah.
It was like that.
She was getting off on it. Like
and every like once a week.
So she was a regular at the Mirabelle.
Regular. Yeah.
Who else are we seeing at the Mirabelle?
Weekly? Oh, a lot of it was like the stop for people who drank their careers away.
Okay.
You know, like, so I don't know, you might be too young to remember, but like this David Soul from Starsky and Hutch and David Carradine and like those guys, the guys who had big sitcoms or series in the 70s.
Yeah.
Drank it all away. Mickey Rourke every day. I'm talking every day, these guys.
Mickey Rourke when he was good looking, probably.
Yeah, he was before. Yeah, exactly. Still probably good looking. Nice guy. Fair enough. You know, nice.
Because 9.5 weeks or whatever Mickey Rourke is like.
After that. But yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so Mickey Rourke is a good looking guy. That was the time.
Where's he been?
Well,
wonder if his house burned.
Oh, I don't even know. Where.
That's what I think now with every celebrity. I'm like, I wonder. They didn't say anything.
Yeah.
You know who we got the other day that was very cool?
Who?
Ben Affleck. Yeah. And that's just a typical Tuesday.
He's a good guy.
And he left cash on the table.
Did he really?
And this is a cashless place.
I feel like
So that's like whoa, all right. This is.
Right. He could use some good press. You know what I mean?
I'm giving it to you, Ben. Yeah. And if you want to come down and sit down and here for the hang, we'll have you.
I like Ben Affleck.
I do now. Yeah. Made my day.
Good for you. Yeah. That's all it takes, right? I mean, you don't want waitresses to talk shit about you or
Now, and everybody, because of this cashless thing,
right?
It's harder and harder to do, because everybody's just signing the thing and walking away. Yeah. If you leave cash today, you have a warm spot in my heart forever.
I'm a cash leaver.
You really make my day. You make somebody's day when you leave cash in this cashless world.
But I'm in the business, so I you got to do it at least. Yeah, so I know the rules.
Bad review on Undercover to Cover podcast.
Oh, I still get them. I get them for all other things. But yeah, that's I do miss. That was a great world to be a part of.
It's fun.
I mean, is it still the hookup culture that it once was? Because like the restaurant business was it was like a fuck fest when I was there.
There's still a lot of that. I mean, I'm not partaking in that because I'm, like asexual these days or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Eventually, that's what happens.
It's just
right?
I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I wasted so much time.
Yeah.
Trying to date and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I work with a lot of gay men.
So that's the 3-second rule.
Yeah. Yeah. We're in WeHo. So there's a lot of hooking up. There's, one of the servers, he switched. He went with a girl for a while.
Oh, yeah?
Then he came back.
All right.
You know, these kids today, they're very
Fluid
malleable.
Yeah, right.
It's weird.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the thing, right?
I was like, wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Go y'all. You turned him.
That was one of the fun parts of it. The fun part that was always fun.
Now, was Meghan Markle?
No, that was the thing. I wish I could say bad things about her, but she wasn't even. And as crazy as it all was at that time, this scene, Sunset Boulevard, she was not even like she immediately went home after her shift. Never went over to the bar next door.
Yeah,
none of that.
That's me now.
Like a bore.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm leaving right away, and I'm turning on the Uber Eats app and the Cover to Cover podcast.
Wow.
I'm trying to get an extra.
You're grinding, huh? Good for you.
That's what I'm doing, spending my time, Chris.
Good,
honestly,
I'm glad.
That's why I'm such a fan of yours, and I do know all your stories. Will you please talk about what does it prompt you to say if I say the word kimono?
Oh, that was, strangely enough. Yeah. I mean, that's this is what I'm talking about, the scammers and just these wild things that I used to go. That guy, his name was Bob Wellborn. He's got to be long dead now. It was in Malibu.
R.I.P.
And
R.I.P.
Once again, like a different Malibu was different then. It wasn't as rich as it is now. There was like parts of Malibu that are just regular parts of Malibu. And this guy lived in like a condo community. And his name was Bob Wellborn. I don't know if he's gay or straight. It was hard to even tell. But he was some old, weird, I don't know if he ever made a movie ever outside of just some bullshit. And it was called Dramalog. You remember what that was?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a casting paper.
Dramalog was like on its way out when I first moved here. And then I moved here right before it became Backstage West.
Backstage West, right. So Dramalog was like a cheaper Backstage West.
So for everybody listening, this is where they had the castings.
The castings, listed. Right. So if it more legitimate probably in Backstage West. That was more, but Dramalog would take there was no background check on these things.
Right.
So I went to audition for a movie called Are You Lonesome Tonight? They were looking for Josh, the new model in town. This is not a fucking joke. This is real. That was the character, Josh, the new model in town. Now I'm an okay looking guy.
That's a young Franjola.
There are people in this town who are fucking gorgeous, And it was like, so I'm in this restaurant called Trank, as it's no longer there, and that's where the audition was. He's sitting at a table. I'm auditioning in the restaurant.
Oh my God.
There's 10 other guys who are just 6'4" and gorgeous. And I'm like, oh fuck, I'm not the new model in town. But for whatever reason, this weirdo took to me. And he's like, well, we got our Josh. He's the new model. This guy's the new model in town. And
we got our Josh.
Yeah. And they like cast me immediately, you got the part, like kind of like your Hawaii thing, like that's just not the way any of this works.
No, ever.
Yeah. But and then he would I'm not fucking around. He would pay $150, I think, cash every day when you were done. He had a video camera, like an old school VHS, popping aside and action. And he would just and no script, no nothing. We would just like improvise.
Right.
He would rent hotel rooms, and and then some people were just clueless. Like I said, some people never they just are clueless. And they would like, I remember this one girl, after we shot like some ridiculous improvised scene that made no sense to anything, she goes, I think we're going to go to the Cannes Film Festival. She goes, and I was like, well, you out of your fucking mind? This is going nowhere. Take your $100 and shut up. And anyway, to get to the kimono story, he also, he scammed in many different ways. He eventually got arrested for mail fraud. And the police came to my house to like, asked me questions about him and all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
So one of his other mail frauds was he had this is all pre-phones or internet. So there's no way to fact check people or whatever.
Right.
Anyway, he has a catalog and sells like shitty catalog stuff. Mail order. And he asked me, he goes, I sell clothes out of a mail order catalog. Would you be interested in modeling some of the clothes outside of the movies that you're making?
Of course.
And I'm like, oh, whatever. Sure, let's do it. And he's got his like video camera out and taking pictures as I walk around his pool. Now it's not his pool. It's an apartment complex pool.
Yeah.
and it's like dog shit around it. It's like a low rent apartment complex. And I'm walking around it, and one of the outfits that I had to wear was a leopard skin kimono. So you got like a silken. So there it was, like, what is that, mid thigh that they go to, like a kimono? Nothing. No, it couldn't be a worse look. But there I was walking around in a kimono.
And the neighbors are like, oh my God, again.
Exactly. They must have seen like
he got
10
another one.
Exactly. Oh, the things that I have done. And yeah, so kimono, and I did, like, not just kimono. I modeled like 7 different outfits for him.
All kimonos? Or?
No. Like a lot of, like, some funny T-shirts with like funny sayings on them.
Did he make the clothes?
I don't. Who knows? I didn't even. I mean, I remember having a sense of humor about the whole thing. So I was always like, well, I'm just taking the money. I would go home to my roommate, who was also an actor, and a buddy of mine, and I'd be like, you got to hear this shit. This is right. I mean, it just gets crazier and crazier. So I never took any of it too seriously, thank God, which I think worked out for me in the end.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Those castings.
Anyway, shit. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go in a little while.
Where you have a show at the Comedy Store tonight.
I have not been in, that is so not my world anymore. I'm not, are you like a comedy club hangouter?
No.
I've never been.
I only go if I have a show.
Right.
And I had one this last December. And that was the first time I had been back.
Yeah.
But it's haunted, and it's, a lot of the same people hanging out. And if you're not in that clique,
it's a clique.
There's no reason to be
I've
there.
never been in a clique. I've never been in a clique. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah. And, apparently I think what I should be doing is like try to be a door guy or something. That's how you get the stage time. But I can't live off that.
No. And that's another grind.
If I were a dude, it'd be different.
Yeah. Right.
For a lady, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, God bless the people who do it. It was not my route. I go on the road.
You don't need it.
But
you have
the
your fan
road,
base.
I say to like comedians who I know, friends of mine who hang out at the Comedy Store, who could go. I'm like, why are you not on the road? The Comedy Store's not paying you any money.
Right.
Like, go on the road on the weekend. Why are you standing at the Comedy Store?
And everything you're making tonight is going to the.
Right. Right. Exactly.
It's a benefit with you and Fortune and
I know, but it's so weird.
Cook
the benefit, like on the flyer, it says, and 80% is going to the firefighters. I'm like, well, now it makes us look bad.
Yeah.
It's just like, give 100%.
Like, what?
Chris Millhouse needs 20%.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. Just so everybody knows, I would give 100%. I don't need any money from the show. I'm good. I don't need the $50 or whatever.
He's going to give his full check to
everything.
Those firefighters.
You firefighters, there's $147 coming your way.
It's coming your way
in about a week.
Don't spend it all in one place.
Exactly.
And everybody's posting about what they're doing, and a lot of people are taking Venmos and going to Costco. I'm like, how much Costco do these people need?
Well, like,
I don't know if the Palisades people want the Costco.
I know, that's what
Kirkland.
And then I've seen people like bringing like old blankets and shit.
This is not an opportunity to clean out your closet.
No, that's what it is. I'm talking. People are writing me saying who are working these donation centers, and they're like, people are giving us dirty underwear and stuff. I mean,
it was bad. I dropped off something, and I was like, oof, this is sketchy.
Yeah.
Like, I brought my dog in and I felt unsafe.
Right.
I was like, I don't think these are evacuees.
I don't think Billy Crystal needs your SpongeBob SquarePants comforter. All right.
Yeah,
So we're good.
He's good. I don't think any person that was in there rummaging through those clothes had lost anything in a fire, if you know what I mean. I was like, this is not what I thought this was, but here you go. Well, I want you to know 100% of what you made here tonight we're gonna get, which is nothing.
I know. That's fine. I just want you to be. Do you have like Patreon and all that shit? Does anybody listen to this?
Yes.
Are we talking into the ether?
We have
how many?
1.02K subscribers.
So like 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're pissing off a lot of people.
That's nothing.
This is the hang gang here.
Oh, these are called. All right. Well,
I told you, and a lot of them are your fans. You know,
good.
They've jumped over.
I promote it. Yeah, we talk about you on the podcast from time to time. Yeah. We love you,
and I think every time you don't take me on the road with you, you're losing out on some ticket sales. I
have some local stuff coming up. I mean,
you're going to be at that winery we did again. You said up in Paso Robles.
Is that
area? I always remember that gig. So I opened for Chris.
Oh, that was Tooth and Nail.
I opened for Chris at the Tooth and Nail, and then driving back.
At Kobe. That's right. That's what
Kobe
Alex and I always remember for that reason. I
always remember it for that reason because I was driving through this crazy fog.
Yeah.
Coming back, and that's like right where
same
it was.
Thing. That's exactly. I was probably on the same path when somebody texted me first, and then I turned on the radio, and it was all over.
Yeah. My boyfriend at the time called me and answered. Kobe Bryant died.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, I got to focus on this fog
I know,
right
I
now.
remember
I'm
it.
driving through the grapevine or whatever they call it.
Shit. Yeah. So I'll go back up there. And then Irvine.
Plug your dates. We got 1,000 people.
I don't know what
here.
I have. I have Oklahoma City coming up. Franjola.fun has... I have so much coming up in 2025. I don't put it all on the website
Irvine
yet
Improv,
because I might cancel. Some of them I'm like, don't put it on yet because I might cancel.
Right.
But I won't. I never do. I never cancel.
Unless you have to evacuate, which we learned last week.
It was the greatest excuse to get out of anything.
What am I going to say to that?
I don't want to. Well, Sarah Colonna had a gig somewhere. I think it was in Houston or something. She's like, I said, if there's ever been an excuse, it's this. Just cancel. But she wound up going. She muddled through.
I canceled. I called out of work, and I didn't even live anywhere near it.
I know. Anyway.
See, these are things I say on the pod that are going to get me fired.
No. Oh, you mean from your job? Nah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Oh, but we're so glad.
Thank you for having me.
That you're here, Chris. Yeah. Thank you for being
now I got to go to the comedy store
for the
now.
hang.
You did say, first of all, you were like, you want to come do our podcast? It's right across the street from the comedy store.
Yeah.
It's like 10 miles from the fucking comedy store.
I'm leading, with the strings.
Right. Yeah. Well, come and do cover to cover again.
Please. I love cover to cover.
Come into the new house. Have you seen the new house?
I have not seen the new house.
We get a whole new studio and a whole new everything. Well, studio. It's a garage that I've made nice.
I love a garage studio.
Yeah. Yeah, come and do it.
Let's do it. Fun. See, so all the crossover fans, you heard it here first.
We usually put our guests on like Patreon episodes because, it's
keep me behind a paywall, and then I'll really give you some dirt.
And the money starts rolling. All right, I gotta go. I told Millhouse I'd be there.
All right,
yeah,
sounds good.
Millhouse texting me now.
Thank you,
they want
Chris.
Me to go on early or bump me.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah,
we love it.
Thank you, Carlisle. It's great to see you. Always a pleasure. You're one of my favorite people in the world.
Oh,
I remember. First of all, your bits that you do on Instagram about the restaurants and stuff, and it's so good. I quote the one you say all the time, like, no problem, I'll just go have a fight with the chef right now. But it's I was in that business for so long, it's so dead on. But one time I did a show you were running, I think it was like somewhere on Vermont Avenue.
Yes, oh my God. Yeah.
And I went
in the restaurant where I worked.
Right.
That's
exactly. In the restaurant you worked. And you got off stage and started like hauling big crates of liquor wherever you had to haul it. And I said something like, oh, look at this glamorous life. And you said, oh, this is the most glamorous thing I'm doing. Like, it gets far worse tonight than this. You won't even be here to see how bad it gets. And
I had to bust the whole room and clear it out before to set it up for my comedy show.
Yeah. I remember. Anyway, you're one of the greats. I love you.
You're one of the greats.
Yeah. So thank you for having me. Got to go to bomb at the comedy store.
You're not gonna bomb.
Get bumped by Alonzo Bowden. All right. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.